Right now, then, let's talk to Becky O'Connor from Pensionsbee, because we're hearing an awful lot of pension conversation over the last 24 hours or so. The budget tomorrow, of course, we'll bring it to you live after Prime Minister's questions around about 12:30. Jeremy Hunt will get up and give us his version of the world events that have happened and why he's going to do whatever it is that he's about to do. But there's a conversation going on about what your pension will be allowed to be, if you like. So forgive me if you don't have one, and forgive me if you haven't got very much of one. But let's talk to Becky and find out what she's hearing. Becky, very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Thanks
very much for joining us. I mean, unfortunately, there'll be people listening to this going, well, I haven't got a pension, so I'm not interested in what you can do with one if you have got one. But for those people who do have one and who are able to put more money into it, if you like, what's actually the situation now and what could it become?
So the rumours are, and it seems pretty certain that there's going to be something on this tomorrow in the budget, that the Chancellor is going to increase the lifetime allowance, which is the amount that you can put into your pension over a lifetime. It's currently just over £1 million, and the rumours are that it's going to go up to either 1.5 or 1.8 million, so quite a big rise.
Right.
Then he's going to look at the annual allowance and increasing that from £40,000 to £60,000. That's the amount you can put into your pension tax-free every year. And beyond that, there's something else called, it's horribly technical jargony, but the money purchase annual allowance, which is currently £4,000, potentially going up to £10,000. That's the amount that you can put into your pension every year if you have already started taking some benefits from it. So it would affect older workers who are over 55.
I mean, a lot
in particular. So
right. I was sorry to interrupt. I was going to say, look, it looks as though for an awful lot of people, retirement is going to be later than they expected it to be anyway, because they don't have enough in their pension to retire, or they're having to work longer than they thought they would have to. So will it be better for people in that position?
It's not going to make a huge amount of difference to people who have smaller, lower to moderate incomes currently and smaller pension pots, because these are surprising number of people do hit the lifetime allowance actually. So that increase is going to benefit maybe around 2 million workers, and they're people who are probably older, so they've built up larger pension pots and they've probably been earning a decent amount and probably were also employed by the public sector or had a defined benefit pension. They're the gold-plated guaranteed pensions at some point in their careers. But at the other end of the pension spectrum, if you like, the people for whom this is all very hypothetical and nice but won't affect them at all, and they might be more interested in what's happening with the state pension age, which we know is potentially going to go up sooner than previously planned from age 67 to 68. So we are expecting an announcement on that review very soon, if not tomorrow.
Yeah. So, I mean, are we looking at this as a sort of an unusually generous piece of activity from Jeremy Hunt? Because there's not many places where he's given people money back before, but this would appear to be sort of helpful to some people.
This is largely unravelling the cuts of recent years to the lifetime allowance and the annual allowance. When they were originally set, they were much higher. And actually, if the lifetime allowance had gone up in line with inflation since it was introduced, it would be around 2.4 million now. So you can call it generosity when you look at the headline increase that we're expecting, or you can call it getting us back to where we thought we were going to be on the lifetime allowance and the annual allowance anyway. And of course, the lifetime allowance also includes the growth that people's pension pots generate through being invested in the stock market. So it's deeply unpopular because people feel that it has penalised them for making good decisions, for setting aside money for their futures and investing well. So it is right that increases. And also the annual allowance for people who are desperately trying to get their retirement on track, particularly older workers just before they retire, want to put as much in their pension as possible. That annual allowance increasing it is going to be very beneficial to them.
Right. Excellent. Thank you very much indeed. That's Becky O'Connor, Director of Public Affairs for Pensionsbee. So there's a lot of things to think about the way the Chancellor is going to unveil the new kind of fiscal situation as of tomorrow when he unveils the new budget for 2023.